Hello and welcome back to our channel. In our last video, we delved into how Formula One teams make money. Be sure to check it out for more insights and find the link in the comments below. Today, we're venturing into the world of Formula One finance to uncover the immense investment of both money and effort required to launch an F1 team from the ground up. We'll also compare this process with acquiring an existing team, offering you a glimpse into the high-stakes universe of motorsport. We're all familiar with Formula One's status as an elite and expensive sport. If you've been following Formula One for some time, you've likely noticed a steady stream of new teams aspiring to join the sport. After all, who wouldn't want to be a part of the world's most popular motorsport? However, breaking into F1 is far from simple or inexpensive. Aspiring teams must demonstrate substantial financial backing just to be considered for entry at the highest level. To start a new F1 team, you should expect to have around $400 million available to spend, as this amount covers the basic entry costs, including the price of cars, engines, and the entry fee to race. Additionally, having access to top-notch facilities and equipment is crucial for competitiveness in Formula One. So the question arises, what is the true cost of starting a new F1 team from scratch? Let's delve into the details to provide a comprehensive understanding of the expenses associated with launching a new F1 team. Formula One ranks among the most popular sports globally, yet there are only a limited number of teams in the sport. Currently, there are just 10 teams with cars on the grid. Given the sport's popularity, it's unsurprising that numerous teams aspire to join F1. There are two primary avenues for entering F1: starting a new team or purchasing an existing team on the grid. Each of these methods presents its own set of challenges and considerations. Starting a new F1 team. Joining the sport as a new team presents several challenges. The initial hurdle involves submitting an application, which requires the team to have a motorsports history and pay a substantial fee, typically amounting to several $1,000,000. For instance, it's reported that Andretti's recent application to join F1 as the 11th team on the grid would have come with a $200 million entry fee. Approval from two entities is necessary for a new entrant. The first approval comes from the FIA. Upon submission of the application, the FIA assesses the team's capabilities to become part of Formula One, evaluating various aspects related to both current and future operations. Financial stability is a critical requirement for every Formula One team to sustain itself in the sport. Therefore, the FIA assesses whether the team can acquire sufficient resources to remain in F1 for a long period. Failure to do so could result in the team's inability to continue, causing significant issues for the sport and its employees. When examining the operations of an F1 team, sustainability is paramount. The new team must ensure it can operate sustainably. With F1 aiming for net zero carbon emissions by 2030, all factories must run on sustainable energy. If the FIA believes a team will not achieve this goal, they may reject the bid. Several other technical aspects are verified by the FIA, including manufacturing and design capabilities, available infrastructure, and more. If the team meets all requirements, the FIA will approve the bid. However, the new entrant must still await approval from F1 itself. The FOM. The final approval comes from Formula One Management FOM, primarily owned by Liberty Media, the commercial rights holder of the sport. F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali and other executives assess the team's application. Their main focus is to determine if the new team will enhance long-term revenues for the sport and existing teams. If the potential team does not add sufficient value over the long term, it could risk reducing income for both the sport and existing teams. Currently, a percentage of the revenue is shared among the existing teams in the sport after each season. The addition of a new team means the percentage will be divided among one more team, thereby reducing the share for the rest. To offset this impact, F1 has set a high entry fee of $200 million for a new team, with the possibility of this fee increasing. This substantial fee is distributed to the existing teams to cover potential losses in the initial years. However, this amount is expected to cover only up to 2 seasons at most. Therefore, FOM must ensure that a new team can increase the overall revenue of the sport. Otherwise, it would not be financially viable to add a new team. Buying an existing team. Another approach to entering Formula One is by acquiring an existing team. However, despite its apparent simplicity, finding a team willing to sell is extremely challenging. The current popularity of the sport means that teams are reluctant to sell, as they are self-sufficient due to revenue from sponsorships and the season-end cash prize. Teams like Haas operate on a modest budget but manage to survive in F1 by attracting sponsors with their driver lineup. Even if a team is willing to sell, significant additional investment is still required. When a team is sold, its existing infrastructure may not be sufficient for success in the sport. Consequently, substantial investment, hundreds of millions, is necessary to renovate the factory, recruit top staff and drivers, and more. Despite these challenges, several teams have found success through this method. Red Bull acquired Jaguar after 2004. Braun GP took over Honda's team, and Mercedes took over from Braun. Therefore, this approach has been proven to work and is often easier than applying for a new team with the FIA and the FOM. Acquiring an established team provides a solid foundation with modern facilities, advanced technologies, and an experienced workforce, reducing initial setup and development costs. Infrastructure is critical. Existing teams boast top-notch facilities such as advanced wind tunnels, high-tech manufacturing, and fully equipped headquarters, offering a competitive edge in designing and maintaining F1 cars. Expertise is paramount. Acquiring a team grants access to a skilled workforce with first-hand F1 experience, crucial for car design and evolving racing technologies. However, it's important to note that while buying a team yields immediate benefits, ongoing investments are necessary to remain competitive. The initial purchase is just the beginning. Continuous investments are required for research, compliance with regulations, and attracting skilled professionals. Ongoing costs encompass research and development for enhanced car performance, updates for evolving regulations, and investments in talent acquisition. Regular maintenance of infrastructure and equipment is essential for optimal functioning and compliance with F1 standards. Operational expenses include travel costs, logistics for transporting cars and equipment, and support during race weekends. These ongoing financial commitments are vital for maintaining a competitive presence in Formula One. Annual running cost. However, the journey doesn't end there. Securing your entry pass to the race is just the beginning. You must also consider the annual operation expenses, which can vary but typically start from $145 million per season. This includes expenditures for the cars, engines, and access to top-notch facilities and equipment. A well-structured budget is essential for your team, covering expenses for engineers, mechanics, and various other team members. Furthermore, you must factor in expenses for travel and accommodation for all the races. Drivers' salaries. When establishing a new F1 team, one of the major expenses is the salaries of the drivers. In F1, top drivers like Lewis Hamilton earn hefty salaries. He's currently the highest paid with $40 million per year. As a new team, you have to budget for at least 2 drivers. The choice is yours, whether to sign experienced drivers or promising newcomers. The cost varies, ranging from a few $1,000,000 to tens of millions, depending on the driver's skill level. Executive salaries. Another substantial cost that is frequently overlooked is the salaries of executives. For a team to thrive, having a capable management team, including team principals, engineers, and other staff, is essential. These individuals command high salaries due to their experience and expertise. For example, Toto Wolff, the current team principal of Mercedes, is rumored to earn $10 million per year. As a team owner, factoring in the expenses of hiring a skilled management team is crucial. This can significantly increase the overall budget when launching a new F1 team. Car cost. Then there's the cost of an F1 car, which is a complex breakdown with an approximate sum of $15 million each, according to Red Bull. Teams are now subject to a cost cap, with a maximum spending limit of $135 million for materials and activities related to car performance in the 2023 season, aiming to level the playing field among teams. This cost cap marks a significant reduction from the pre-2021 era, when teams spent up to $400 million on constructing and developing a top-level F1 car. Breaking down the expenses, the engine stands out as the most expensive component, with a turbocharged 1.6-liter V6 engine costing approximately $10.5 million. The chassis follows closely, with a manufacturing cost of around $700,000. The gearbox, crucial for reliability, requires an investment of roughly $350,000. Both the front and rear wings, customized for each team, combine for a total cost of $250,000. Technological advancements are evident in the $50,000 spent on the steering wheel, a vital source and distributor of data. At the cheaper end, $17,000 is typically allocated for the halo, a component that has proven invaluable and life-changing since its introduction. Additional costs include hydraulics, brakes, and the fuel tank. F1 tires contribute to the overall expense, with a set including 4 separate tires valued at approximately $2,700. During a Grand Prix weekend, a team needs 13 sets per driver, resulting in a combined value of over $35,000 per driver for each race. While specific records detailing the most expensive F1 car design and manufacturer are not available, notable sales include Juan Manuel Fangio's 1954 World Championship winning Mercedes, which became the most expensive F1 car ever sold, fetching roughly $30 million. This historic vehicle was auctioned in July 2013 at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. To start a new F1 team, you should have around $400 million. This will get you a basic entry into the sport, including the price of the cars, engines, and the entry fee to race. So if you're considering starting your own F1 team, these are all the aspects you need to consider. You'll need a substantial amount of cash, state-of-the-art equipment, a few hundred employees, and a serious commitment just to enter the sport. What do you think? If you had a cool $400 million or more in the bank, would you invest it into the world of Formula One? I'd love to know your thoughts, so drop a comment below. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on new videos. Thank you for watching.